The epic and unbeatable Scrabble. The nerds with attitude.
I gotta sneeze.
Okay,
Maybe
we're
not.
about to start, guys.
Alright.
Welcome to the N.W.A. Nerds with Attitude. I am one of the humble hosts, Shin the Hero, aka Walt. I'm not Tom Holland. Not Tom Holland.
Yes, he is.
And I got Jimmiemaxx.
Jimmiemaxx in the building. You know, this universe's Spider-Man in the hood.
And we got Old Hunter Rage, Isaac.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I guess I'm Spider-Man too. Whatever.
In the suburbs.
In the suburbs, yeah.
And we are giving you our thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home. It's in the thumbnail, it's in the title. This is 100%
Spoilers.
spoilers.
We talking about it.
We're gonna
Right
be talking
now.
about everything. So
She was stupid. Why she said that? She shouldn't have said it. I told her not to say it. We're gonna get into it.
If you have not seen the movie yet, click off the video,
Please.
go watch it, and
It's your
then
last chance.
come back and hear our thoughts. You wonderful, beautiful nerds.
But now get out of here. 'Cause you don't want to hear this.
Yes, please.
Uncle Ben dies.
Man, fuck you. Hold on. Let me tell y'all.
Look,
I'm gonna tell y'all like
I'm
this.
telling you to leave now. We are finna get into spoilers. We're about to get in spoilers. Like in 3, 2.
2, 1.
Look, man. First of all, he kept saying the word responsibility. Guess what? I was in the movie theater. I'm talking. I told you I was talking. So I'm like, no, you better not say it. Don't you say it. I'm talking to Aunt May. I'm like, don't you say it. Don't say it. Get what? She said it. Get what?
They
She
turned
said
her
it.
into Uncle Ben.
Hold on. That's what I said. I was like, okay, so it ain't no Uncle Ben.
Jimmy.
Why some dude in the theater was like, woo? I'm like, no, you dumbass.
Yeah.
She's about to die. Why would
Yep.
you cheer for that? Nobody lives after that. That message don't hammer home. Let somebody go in the ground. No.
I mean, Jimmy, first off, Jimmy, what
I like the fact that this was the most Spider-Man, like out of the 3 Spider-Man movies that we had in the MCU. Like this feels like a true like standalone-ish movie.
What? Doctor Strange is in this movie. That is not
Yeah, but, like-
standalone. We're crossing
Yeah,
universes.
yeah, but he was like integral for like all the other Spider-Man villains to come into like the universe, and then after that, he sort of took a back seat because he got like trapped in the other dimension. So by that point, it was just Spider-Man's movie at that point. But I like how this brings up like the nostalgia factor throughout this entire movie. It brings me to a new perspective of the other, like the Sam Raimi films and the Mark Webb films. Right? It just puts a new perspective of all of those movies to see like how much those Spider-Men grown as people and as heroes, and just like how they all act with each other. There's very little that I don't like, and even then they're kind of like little plot holes here and there, but I honestly didn't really care about them, especially like that whole thing when Doctor Strange was like, did you seriously not think to talk to these people before coming to me about brainwashing everybody? And I was like, that's hilarious, But he's got a point. Like, you could have just asked him first. But I mean, if he didn't do that, there would be no movie, basically. But yeah, and while the ending, I could see people being very divisive about Peter's choice about of keeping himself like a secret to his closest friends. I could see that people might not be like very supportive about that decision, but I think that's like the most Peter Parker thing for him to do, because he's made choices like this.
You do got a point about that, because when Spider-Man first was created, that man was selfish, egotistical. He was not a hero whatsoever. At least Peter Parker was. Spider-Man, that's a totally different thing. But yeah,
and that's the thing about like in these movies. Like he didn't boast about it. He kept it a secret to his closest friends and family. If they've never found out, he would have kept it that way.
Well, he told
while also struggling to be.
He told.
No, he found out.
Oh, no, Ned found out. He was in the room. Yeah,
he was in the room. And he was like, "Oh shit! I didn't mean for you to see that." And it was just a bunch. He was terrible at keeping the secret. To be honest, yeah. But now that he has like nobody close to him to actually know him, to guess like, hey, you're acting differently than you used to. They don't have any preference. They don't have any like comparison to that, like before and after he became Spider-Man. So until nobody would know.
Until
nobody would still know.
Shows up.
Still waiting on Mephisto.
I sure am. I sure am.
Like, the only thing I know about Mephisto is that like he's the devil. He's basically the Satan. Marvel.
He is.
And I know that he made like a deal with Spider-Man in the comics that nobody liked. So, but
give me your top 3 favorite moments in the movie.
Top 3 favorite moments. My number 3 would have to be when he was squaring up with Doctor Strange, because that was such an enjoyable fight, because you actually see him using math to figure out his situation. Like when he was in the mirrored universe, and all the buildings were kind of like merging together, and he was like, "Oh, it's kind of like this. This is math." And then he was webbing up everything, and I was like, "What is he gonna do?" And then they all like trap him in this like very elaborate but very satisfying looking trap. Like it's like a work of art. He trapped him in a work of art. I love that. It was pretty good. My second favorite moment would have to be, God, what was it? My second favorite moment. When he was fighting Goblin in the apartment building, like the first time they were fighting, because holy shit, like I legit forgot how strong Green Goblin is. Like they never showcased it that well in the Sam Raimi films. Like he was like, like it was kind of like Power Ranger punches. It kind of looked like Power Ranger punches.
Have you ever been hit by a Power Ranger?
I mean, a cheesy looking punch. I
mean, they are throwing like full powered punches, man.
I know. It's just the presentation of it that kind of is like silly. It was silly. But when you see him in this film, and they were duking it. They were straight up duking it out in the building, and Peter was using the slingshot move like downward. And I was like, oh shit, that's a straight up Spider-Man. I love to see that. I love seeing that. That was so satisfying to me. And like that close quarter hand fighting that they were doing. Oh my goodness, it was fantastic. And my all-time favorite moment was, seeing Toby and Andrew coming in. Like, I knew that they were coming in. Like, I just didn't know how they were coming in. And then when Ned was like, "Find me Peter Parker," I was half expecting it to go the way it did, but it still welled me up with joy. That was like the most joyous experience that I saw, like in a movie in a while, like ever since Endgame, when they all showed up at the same time. It was just, it was great.
All right.
Another.
Ooh, okay.
An honorable mention would have to be like Andrew catching MJ, because to me that was a redeeming moment for Andrew's Spider-Man. It was. I used I used to be so harsh on the second movie because of the Gwen Stacy death scene. Because the whole tone of that film was just will they, won't they kind of romance, and I was kind of sick of it. And when Gwen died, I was like, finally. I was like relieved that happened. I was very harsh about it, but in this movie, when the same thing happened, but he catches MJ, and you see the look of Andrew's face, and he starts crying. I was like Thanos to Nebula. I was like, perhaps I judged you too harshly. Yeah. Oh.
All right. Out of 10. Out of 10.
Out of 10. I want to say 10, but I would also say 9.5. Yeah.
All these damn decimals. Now you remember our little rating system. Best of all time, no question. I'd watch again, meh, and trash. Where are you putting that?
I would probably put it best of all time, because it's like the best Spider-Man recently to come out since Spider-Verse is still up there. It's still very much up there. But this is like a very close second. Very close second.
All right. Well, you heard it there first, people. I'm gonna take it back to past Walt, and you can hear the rest of me, Isaac, and Jimmy. I think it was Jimmy. Yeah, I think it was him. I don't know. To the past. Do 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 do.
Where'd you go? Like you
What?
you're not showing up no more. We just see New York.
That's not New York.
Is that not New York?
Oh,
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
Oh,
it's
there
New
he
York.
is. He popped up.
That's
He's
America
here.
too.
He's
Oh,
here.
It's New York, but it's not New York. Hold on. It's the brand new New York.
it's Neo New York. Yeah.
New New York.
New
Yeah.
York.
All right, we're gonna just go ahead, crush this in the bud. Actually, let me take this off.
Yeah, I know you was about to suffocate. You about to die.
I wasn't about to suffocate, but I mean, I wanted people to like see my wonderful, beautiful face, you know, all that.
Right on, right on.
And so they know I don't look like I'm not Tom Holland or I'm not Anthony Mackie. So
It's
there's
okay.
that.
They saw it in the thumbnail. They was fooled for like 3 seconds.
Anyway, we are finna get into spoilers. Just want y'all to know that, like 100%. But now we're just go ahead and get the elephant out the room. When Toby and Andrew showed up, that was the best part of the movie. When they're there up until they leave, it's the best part of the movie, in my opinion. That's when the movie actually starts for me. And I've seen it twice, people.
That part.
I'm not like Isaac, who's seen it like 8 times already.
I don't feel like explaining this anymore. But yes, 8 times is a little bit too much. I've seen it 4 times at this point. For context, people. Not 8 times like he said.
Might as well be 8. That's the best part.
I mean, I might make it 8. You never know.
That's the best part in the movie, man. I feel like. I also feel like low key that man Andrew almost stole the show. The way he
a little bit, yeah. It was great watching them again because it was like I've seen Andrew do a lot more stuff since he was in Spider-Man. I haven't really seen Toby do a lot of stuff outside of, a couple random movies. Yeah. But watching both of them back in their suits, and I was like, just, watching them interact, I was like, they really never stopped being Spider-Man, ever. Like, it was so easy for them to come back into the character. And
but why they call your boy the youth pastor Spider-Man?
Yeah, are you going into battle as a cool youth pastor?
Youth pastor? And it's funny because he totally does look like a youth pastor. Oh man. I love their interactions. Especially everybody always had something to say to Toby. Because when he shot the web out of his wrist, they were like, how did you do that? He's like, what, you guys can't do that?
That's fucking gross.
Yeah, like, that's poor. And like, Andrew in particular was looking at it. He's like, you're telling me those things come out of your body? Your body just makes webs? And he's like, are you teasing me?
Yeah, he's like, are you teasing me? He's like, no, it's cool. Like,
yeah, he's like, if it's a pushy subject, I don't want to pry, but I'm curious about it. Like, obviously that was the highlight of the movie because, of the 4 times I've seen it, this last time when I was with you and JR Walt was probably the best one because it was the most vocal crowd. Because when both of them popped up, people were cheering their asses off, and it felt so good. It was great. The first night was like, they showed up. There was a little bit of clapping, but everybody was way too relaxed because we were all in those reclining chairs.
Yeah, we were in those recliners.
So everybody was like, very good. The lady next to us with her pizza and her blanket was like, but yeah, the last time when they showed up, and it's like so many random parts in the movie got claps, and I could feel it when they were coming on, like when Peter was fighting Doc Ock on the bridge, and then he gets his spider sense and he sees the pumpkin bomb rolling in.
Yeah,
everybody was like,
everybody was like, oh, and they started clapping.
Oh shit!
People started clapping. That moment when Doc Ock showed up, that's when people started really going off. When the pumpkin bomb got thrown, and then I don't know about Jimmy. How was your theater? Were people going crazy at certain parts?
There was a couple of moments when people was they was a little excited, a little rowdy. Wasn't nobody standing up and cheering. It was pretty chill. There was a bunch of bad kids.
We had a baby in ours.
Yeah,
It
we had
was
a
a
little
baby
baby.
in mine
Yeah.
too, man. It's okay. The movie was loud enough that I was like, "Fuck that baby." Out of context quote of the fucking season.
I feel that. Daredevil showing up got a big clap.
When Charlie Cox showed up.
Hold on. Why? Right before I go to the movies, guess what? I'm up there. I'm like, yeah, this is my last chance to call everything. I called Daredevil. I called him. Didn't I call him? Candace. I called him.
How'd you
Called
call
Daredevil.
him?
I called him. I called it out. I was like, Daredevil in the movie. Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil in the movie. Cause right, I just had watched your boy Hawkeye, Hawkman, Birdman. What's his name is?
Hawkeye.
All three of y'all.
Hawkeye.
Yeah. What happened to that boy? Yeah, that dude. Once they showed up, we ain't talked about the show. We don't care about the show.
We're gonna talk about the show. Don't worry, people.
We don't
It's
care.
over, yeah.
We don't care. I don't care. Kingpin in it. Yeah. Spoilers. Sorry. Oops. Anyway, yeah. Kingpin in it. It happened this week. I was like, man, they know that movie coming out this week. This is like a big reveal, even bigger than you think. Daredevil gonna be in the movie. 5 minutes into the movie, I'm like, damn, I got nothing else. I called it. I might get nothing else right about this movie, but I got that one.
I mean, he's not wrong because before they had even actually started showing us stuff about No Way Home, one of my big things was I was hoping we would get a lot of I felt Peter was gonna have to go get a lawyer because of this shit, and I was like, who's the best lawyer in the Marvel universe that he could go get? Daredevil.
No.
They would be. I mean, obviously he's not the best lawyer. Jennifer Walters is probably also the best lawyer, but
And she defined
it was going to be one of them. But I was like, if there's any way to bring back Charlie Cox as Daredevil, this would be the best moment to do it. And then there he was, and I was like,
and now was he there? They didn't even play us. They didn't even be like, oh, maybe he a lawyer, maybe he a different. No, he actually did. I'm Daredevil, whatever.
Yeah,
he didn't say all that, but he caught the brick thing. He caught it before Peter reacted. That was the
exactly.
thing.
That's how you know you Daredevil. Even Peter was looking like, hell nah, you supposed to. What? You blind?
Because Peter was gonna catch it too, and he was like, "What? How'd you? I'm a really good lawyer."
Because Peter sensed it as it was coming through the window. Daredevil could hear it being thrown across the street, so he was like, "All right, here and there it is." Yeah, I'm just a really good lawyer.
That was a good cameo, though, I would say.
Yeah.
So, alright, the plot-wise, we'll get into the plot. We're still gonna get into the hype moments of this because, I have problems with the plot. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too a little bit. Yeah.
I have problems with the plot. If you were to, which we are gonna rank these, we are gonna rank them. Does this make your top 3 Spider-Man movies? Jimmy, excuse me.
Yes.
It does make your top 3?
Yes.
Alright. What about, where does it rank for Marvel movies?
Weak.
Weak?
I like a lot. I like a lot of Marvel movies better than I like this movie.
Does it make your top 5 Marvel movies?
Not even.
Alright. Isaac, same question. Does this make your top 3 out of just the Spider-Man movies? There's 8. Well, including this is 9.
Yeah, now. Top 3. Yeah.
This does make your top 3. This is
I think so.
Watching
it
4 times now. People, this is 4 times.
Yeah. If anybody has a good handle on it, it should be me. So, Yeah, after the fourth time, I would say it makes my top 3.
All right, all right. Does this make your top 5 out of all the Marvel movies?
Oh. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, it does actually. It does.
It does make your top
trying.
5.
Yeah, I'm trying to count through like what would be my, because now I have to jot this in somewhere, and I was like, well, it's definitely in the top 10. But then as I started to mess with it, yeah, I think this is top 5 in Marvel movies for me personally, anyway.
All right, all right, all right, all right. And you remember I think when we was ranking the Marvel movies, best of all time, no question. I'd watch it again. Meh, trash. Where is it, Jimmy?
I'll watch it again. Only because you know me, I like to watch it in super slow motion. I told them to rewind it when I was in the theater, but I guess they didn't hear me. It's fine.
Isaac?
uh, I don't know if I watch it again actually like um pertains to me anymore, considering I've seen it 4 times now.
You need to watch it again, really.
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna have to go see it again anyway. I still have friends who haven't seen it, and they all want to go with me. So, I don't. Right now, it's a definite. I'd watch it again, but I don't know. Ask me after the 6th time, it'll probably be best of all time.
Alright, man. Alright. Ah, man. For those who are wondering, this is the second time I don't want to shoot. I've taken so many pictures. I don't know if those people
He did take a lot of pictures.
have seen it. I've taken a lot of pictures. That man Isaac was mad. He was mad.
Yeah, a little bit.
But all right. So let's just jump. But I think we named all the hype moments and stuff like that. I mean, what was your favorite part? Your favorite 3 parts in the movie, Jimmy?
Favorite 3 parts?
Yeah, give me your favorite.
Let me see. Favorite 3 parts.
Or the best 3 parts in the movie.
Best 3 parts. Favorite part. Got one. Favorite part was Ned thinking that he was gonna turn into a villain, try to kill Peter. That was a good subplot that they kind of like. I like the way they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew jumping to save Zendaya. What her name? Zenadale. Zola.
Zenadale.
Zenadette. Yeah. MJ. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, MJ. Yeah, just say that.
That redemption.
Yeah, he came back because I said it too. I was like, boy, you better go and get her. And he didn't hesitate not a second. He was like, oh no, not today, bitch. You all right? I ain't all right.
Yeah.
And yeah. What else? Y'all want to know my favorite part? I just realized what my favorite part is. Spider-Man just bodied the fuck out of goddamn Doctor Strange real quick in the goddamn mirror dimension, and they kind of brushed past that shit. But damn, yeah, all right. That shit happened.
All right, Isaac, favorite 3 parts if Jimmy ain't named them yet.
Well, Jimmy named one of them. Like, my absolute favorite moment in the whole movie is Andrew saving MJ. Because, like, all these years of, I don't know, stress in the back of my head, thinking about how he could have saved Gwen, and then he saves MJ. And I was like, I feel so much better about this now. It's like after I found out the true ending to Inception, it was like so much stress relieved off of me. Another good moment for me was I really liked the whole scene of Peter. I mean, Tom Holland Peter fighting Goblin in the apartment because I'm sure we'll talk about it in a little bit, but Goblin in this movie was an absolute monster. Like when he would go full Goblin, he was tearing people up, and the stuff he was doing to Peter in that apartment, and he slammed him through like I don't know 6 floors, something like that.
Yeah, that shit was he bodied the fuck out that man. It's like
that was.
I was wondering how physics worked
fight.
for a second. I was like, I don't think that's possible. I still don't. But
yeah,
I mean, when you think about it, Norman is their first super soldier. When you think about it, so like he still got superpowers and everything like that. So him throwing another superpowered being down some flight of through floors, that's not too hard to believe.
He went through like 9 floors though, man. He was like going for a while.
It's not even just like how hard he threw him through the floor. It's the sequence of events that led up to him doing it.
He killed Bamming that man.
Yeah, like Lizard threw him through the window. Norman came up, grabbed him, threw him into the ceiling, and as Peter came back down, he was like, "Got you!" And then he went all the way to the bottom floor. And I remember in every viewing I've seen of this movie so far, every time he slams them through those floors, people are always like, "Oh!" It's almost like the moment in Civil War when Bucky, grabs the motorcycle and flings it around, gets on it, and rides away. Where everybody's like, "Ooh, that was cool." When Goblin slams Peter through the floor, that's the same moment. And then I want to say, like, I'm torn between the Spider Bros hug, which is legitimately, it warms my heart so much and it makes me tear up every time I watch it. Or
when Tom was saying thank you guys, I feel like he was actually thanking them for real.
He was totally saying thank you to them for real. Yeah.
It's like without y'all, I wouldn't be here.
That part was actually not scripted. I watched them come out and be like, yeah, that part wasn't scripted. We just kind of left the cameras on and they didn't know we were filming. And he was legitimately just talking to 2 other guys who had been Spider-Man before him. I love that moment. And thankfully I got the moment I was kind of waiting for when they did the huddle. And then, Andrew's like, "I love you guys." And then they all ran and all started to swing together, and they were swinging together. I was like, that's it. This movie. I think that moment alone, if I was already not in love with this movie, that moment alone skyrocketed the movie for me because I love that kind of shit. That shit's great.
It was pretty cheesy.
It's so cheesy in a good way, though. But it's the perfect slice of pizza.
When they jumped off, though, you saw Toby and Andrew threw him up when they swung and everything, like they threw him up, and then they flipped, like how Toby landed, and then Andrew landed, and then Tom landed. Like that was dope right there.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to say that's probably one of my favorite moments too. Like the pose right there. I actually like the I don't know if you would say a moment. I like the banter with the villains because when they're in a room together playing off one another, that's like one of the best parts. When they were
in the dungeon.
Yeah, when they were
in the dungeon was dope.
And that man Jamie Foxx, he was like, "Yeah, man, I was whooping his ass. Ask him. He'll tell you. I was beating his ass." And then I got put in the mainframe. I was over all the power, and I was finna die.
I was about to die. Yeah.
Hey man, hold on. What y'all think about your boy Dr. Strange cussing through the movie and shit? What was that about? Why was Dr. Strange cussing so much? Why was he driving so many shit?
Like Scooby-Doo this shit. Please, Scooby Doo this shit. Cause he's mad because he wasn't Sorcerer Supreme no more. That's why.
So he can cuss now
Yeah.
because he was.
Man. Yeah, like now he doesn't have that leadership role anymore, so he can just do whatever he wants.
And I'd have to say another favorite part of mine was I'm thinking. I'd have to say the ending, in all honesty. When he sees the apartment, which I think that apartment is from the game. I think they found an apartment and modeled it from the game and everything like that. But like him getting his suit and that man, Isaac had said he was like it looks like an amalgamation of Toby's suit and Andrew's suit, and it's all into one. But like that blue and red,
That's a sharp blue.
yeah,
That's that
blue,
comic
Yeah.
book blue.
that blue and red, and him getting to swing off and then go straight into the camera. That was probably the best part right there, because it's like a lot of people I've seen, I've heard saying like he's Spider-Man now because he's not Tony
Yeah.
Stark Jr. anymore. He's Spider-Man now. So with that, but I asked I asked the movie theater before we move on to the plot and everything. I asked the movie theater. I also told there were people getting up. I was like, "Hey, sit down."
You ridiculous. Yeah, well, I let their ass walk off. And we sat there and we gossiped behind their back. We was like them stupid motherfuckers. Let them go. They're gonna watch it on YouTube later.
But I asked people in the theater. It was like a big old crowd up there. I asked them, if I had to ask you, put you on the spot right now, is this the best Spider-Man movie out of all of them? And people was like, yeah, you did great, Spider-Man. I was like, thank you.
He did do that.
But I personally don't think
See?
this is the best Spider-Man. As a massive Spider-Man person, man, massive Spider-Man fan,
I couldn't
don't-
have did that. Only somebody dressed as Spider-Man can just be like, "Hey, everybody, sit the fuck back down. I gotta ask y'all some interview questions before you leave the movie theater. How did you like my shit?"
But yeah, man, I couldn't. I can't say it. And it's as much as the movie is great because it has a lot of high moments and everything like that. Like Ned learning magic. At least I'm figuring because he said I have the tingly fingers.
Yeah.
Ned opening a portal, releasing Doctor Strange. I like the lead up. How we get the other Ned is the one that opens the portal and brings the two Spider-Man in. I like all that. I like the inclusion of Ned, and I mean MJ didn't really do too much, but
She fell off the Statue of Liberty. That was her job. That's why they couldn't close the portal.
But overall, like the movie in the beginning, it is pretty slow. It's a pretty slow paced movie. It kind of takes you out of it because they're trying to fix and stitch up plot points from the last movie because it legitimately starts right after the last movie. I know how it should have ended. Is probably gonna say this during the spell, when Doctor Strange was doing the spell, all Peter had to do was say, just shut the fuck up. It was so easy. And then even still, when Doctor Strange let Ned in the spell too, all he had to do was bring MJ and Ned to May and tell May. That's it. Movie's done. We don't have to go through the villains or anything like that.
Yeah.
He escalated this for no real reason, in all honesty.
He's a kid.
And even at the end of the movie, which I kind of hate the ending of the movie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. It's the ending of the part where make Peter Parker forget. He could have reversed that and just be like, make people forget about Spider-Man. He still could have been Spider-Man and just had a clean slate. No J. Jonah Jameson on him or anything like that. People still could have remembered Peter, but they could not remember Spider-Man. That way, he could have told his friends that he was Spider-Man. They still would have remembered all that and everything like that. There was, and I like I said, I get why they did that, just in case Sony wants to do something, because it gives them a clean slate and all that junk.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like the choices and everything, and even still, even then, we forget Peter Parker is, but they still got Spider-Man. All he had to do was still stand there, put his mask back on, and then take the mask off. Hey guys, y'all don't know who I am, but we just went through this whole battle and stuff with me. My name
Yeah.
is Peter Parker. And then I really hate the fact that he did not tell Ned or MJ. I get, yeah, I don't want them to be hurt after he saw the little band-aid on her head and everything. I don't want them to bring it in it. It's gonna happen regardless. Spider-Man, yeah, Spider-Man is a solo hero, but he always has help. Always. And that could have been a clean slate right there. That could have been the clean slate. But no, he doesn't tell, and I knew he wasn't gonna tell it.
Yeah.
Seeing that. There's more stuff in the movie that kind of don't make sense, that I don't necessarily like, but I don't want you to hear me complain more. Jimmy, was there anything in the movie that you didn't like, or it just didn't make no goddamn sense?
Where the fuck was fucking Harry? Where the fuck was Harry? If he brought everybody that knows Spider-Man to Spider-Man, where the fuck was the two Harrys that know
I
that
think
Spider-Man is Spider-Man?
I think you remember, which I don't know. I think that was just a Spider-Man. But you remember when he was doing the spell and everything got messed up, and then you saw all that, the little colors and everything, and you
People coming
saw
through.
you saw a figure stand up. I think that was a Spider-Man, but I'm talking about towards the end when you seeing people come through. That one of them was Harry, because you saw Rhino.
Hmm.
Another one of them was like, I think the Watcher himself. I don't know why the Watcher was there, but the Watcher was
Man,
there.
we
I
seen in
saw
the end
Craven.
credit scene that we got Dark fucking Mysterio, goddamn Shang-Chi ass motherfucking Doctor Strange, Doctor Dark. What's his name gonna be now? Dark and Strange.
It's the Supreme.
Supreme Strange. Is that
Yeah,
Supreme Strange from
yeah,
What If?
yeah. That's
It's
Supreme
him?
Stage from What If. Yeah.
He looked like him, and then even that little trailer that they showed, because it wasn't no fucking in the trailer that they
Yeah.
showed.
I like that, man. I like how they
I
did
do
that.
like that.
I
Yeah.
like that. They showed the trailer. The only way you can see this trailer, unless somebody put out the camera from and
I had my
recorded it.
phone out. I didn't spoil that for nobody. I started just take a picture of Andrew Garfield real quick and be like, bloop bloop, internet, fuck everybody. Nah.
But was there anything that you didn't like, didn't sit well, didn't gel well with you?
I ain't like how Sandman was acting. First of all, Sandman wasn't exactly a villain. He wasn't
Yeah.
exactly a bad guy, and he was turned into a bad guy. Is that people change when they come to different universes? So was that part of him coming to a different universe? He was like, "Now I'm evil. That's my quirk here." What?
I mean, he
Why
already had some trust issues in the first place,
he did?
and
But when he
so it
first
was
came
like,
in, he was like, "Hey, Peter, what's up, my dog? I got you. Fuck this
Yeah,
dude."
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But
He
then
kind of turned around on me.
when you zap somebody with a magic web and they disappear, I mean, I'd be a little apprehensive too. But
It do look a
still,
little painful. Like
it,
it didn't
it
look like
look a
it
little
was.
shifty.
I mean, he still didn't. Even when he got out and Toby Maguire Spider-Man was there, he should have stopped. Like, oh, you my Spider-Man. I at least trust you. I know who
True.
you are.
Yeah.
True. And you old. Why you so old? He was looking a little old. They de-aged him a little bit, but they couldn't get all the years off
Yeah, they
of
did.
him.
I honestly feel like they should have gave Toby the uh not in game Spider-Man suit, but the
Last Stand.
yeah, Last Stand suit.
Yeah.
They should have gave him the Last Stand suit and made him the real older Peter Parker. For real, for real.
Yeah.
That's what it should have did. Anything else you didn't like before I move on to Isaac?
That's a pretty good movie. I liked it overall, and those was my only real gripes. Cause he said everybody didn't know, and I was like, well, everybody. It's a lot of people. It's still Mary Jane though. Fucking who else?
There's a lot of people.
It was a lot of people.
Everybody on that train went and told me.
Bruh, the whole train. No, they was like, we got you, Spider-Man. Shut the fuck
up. Isaac, was there anything that wasn't sitting well throughout the movie for you? Some stuff that you didn't like, scenes, plot elements, whatever.
Personally, I didn't like. I was really prepared for like we were talking about earlier when Matt Murdock shows up. You know him, the whole lawyer thing. I wanted more of that section of the movie. Like I'm glad we got what we got, but I really wanted more of Peter having to come and like face legal battles of the fact that now he's being accused of murder, because they went from his identity coming out, and then you just got like a quick montage that went straight to him with Matt, and it's like a few weeks later and he's like, yeah, your legal troubles are out of the way, but now like you said, there's still the court of public opinion and everything. I was like, well, I kind of want to see the legal stuff, which I mean, I guess I like courtroom stuff.
Don't nobody want to see that. Down below, you comment, tell us if you want to see that, or is Isaac just crazy?
I'm just crazy, because one of my potential titles for this movie, because there was a point where I wanted the entire movie to just be the courtroom drama, so it was like Spider-Man: The Trial of Peter Parker. But we'll never get that unless we get like a short or something like that. That, and then it was like, no, there wasn't much else I didn't like. Like Jimmy was saying with Sandman, his turn of heart was kind of weird, because it was just like it was really fast, because he just helped Spidey, take down Electro, or at least calm Electro down, and then as soon as he zaps him and sends him to the crypt, Sandman's like, "The hell did you do to him? Did you just kill him? I got to kill you now." And I was like,
and they didn't even fix Electro.
Chill.
I feel like
he didn't even have the gap no more.
Yeah, I feel
they didn't give him. They should have gave him his gap back, right? Yeah, I know.
I feel like they 100% fixed him. I feel like Sandman and the Lizard also got shafted in this. It was more about Electro, Doc Ock, and Green Goblin. It was more of them. I guess Electro got more because of Jamie Foxx. And then they're Doc Ock and Green Goblin are the most beloved villains from the movies, so of course they'll get a lot of shine and whatnot. And I just feel like Sandman could have been replaced with Venom for all we know. He could have been Eddie could have been there. That's how they could have actually got the freaking symbiote in there. But
I would have liked to see that.
I don't even want to talk about that part.
But, what about?
But
you mad about Venom?
And the thing about Aunt May, why did they kill hot Aunt May? She was hot Aunt May, man.
She had it coming.
I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. But like,
you've been asking for it this whole time.
I get why they did it. I just don't like how they turned Aunt May into Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And because he was supposed, with Uncle Ben's death, that's when you get the great. He's supposed to learn from that. He don't really learn from the Ant-Man, because for all intents and purposes, this is his fault.
Yeah. But I mean, that moment when he's sitting on top of the school and he's talking about, Aunt May said that great power with great power comes, and then Toby finishes it
Yeah.
because they're like, yeah. As soon as they heard it, they're like, it's not the fact that they know the phrase; it's the fact that they know what's happening here.
Yeah.
The moment he got the phrase, he loses the person who said it, and they're like, damn, we really got to be here for that was difficult. It was difficult for us, and now he's going through it, so we got to be here for him. Plus, it was nice, like seeing that between the three Spider-Man, which you get it in the comics and everything like that. It's not a foreign concept, but it's cool to see three different Spider-Men on screen. Each one have their own personality and their own quirks and everything, but fundamentally they're still the same person.
Yeah.
Because like with great power comes great responsibility. The way they act, they're like humor. When thank God they did the pointing meme. Holy shit!
Wait, they did it. Yeah, I miss it when they did it.
It's in the when they're in the lab at the school. When Ned says Peter and they all look up.
Yeah.
And he was like Peter Parker.
Yeah. They did do it. You're right.
Peter and everything. And they do it again in the end credits. As the credits are rolling, you see the meme. There's the three Spider-Man and are pointing at each other.
Yeah.
My bad. I only saw it the one time, guy.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the real end credit scene before we get into the Doctor Strange trailer. The real end credit scene.
I'd rather not.
So, JR has said, since the spell was shifted to where instead of people forgetting Peter Parker is Spider-Man, anybody who knew Spider-Man is Peter Parker would come to this world. JR brought up a perfect, reasonable. Why was Venom there? Well, how did Venom get there? What was the point?
The hive mind shit. Now they literally explained that in Venom. He said, "I have knowledge of the whole universe through multiverse and all that other shit."
They actually
right before it happened. Yeah,
they do say that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Venom. I didn't know he that had said that. So that makes sense. So the symbiote from Toby's thing is also connected.
Yeah, Topher Grace.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
That's why he wasn't
with
in the
it now.
movie.
Because my theory, what I told JR was, I was like, well, he is a reporter, so there has to be a Peter Parker in his universe. Even though it's not a Spider-Man in his universe, it's got to be a Peter Parker. So he knows a Peter Parker, so it has to be something similar to that. That's why he got zapped in too. But the Hive Mind thing makes perfect sense.
It does, yeah.
It's like they literally was like, no, you can't say that unless you say he know what's going on in other dimensions. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's what we're gonna put in the movie then. Thank you.
Yeah, that does make sense. I never really thought about that because the hive mind of symbiotes, I never really understood how deep it went, and like after doing a little bit of research, I found out it goes quite deep. And to think that it could cross universes like that makes perfect sense. So I get it now. That's good.
Okay, all right. Well, that answers that. I still know the whole reason why they even did that was to put the symbiote there.
Yeah.
In the MCU. Yeah. And I think that was so smart.
No.
Thank you.
I don't think that's
I want to see a Venom in the MCU, man. He gonna go to Flash. He gonna go to Flash.
I mean, he gotta go to Spider-Man first, because the idea is in that little thing in the seeds there. The idea is in his head right now. I have to get to New York to find Spider-Man.
Right, but he gonna find Flash, and Flash
becomes Agent Venom. Yes,
I have. And they done cast this dude, and they done put him in 3-4 movies now.
He ain't finna be no Agent Venom though.
He gonna go. He gonna do like my boy, and he gonna go through a whole change. He gonna get his Marvel fit on for a year. He gonna come back. He gonna be Venom, Agent Venom at that. Tell me, watch.
I don't know about all that, but they could have did this totally different because there is I know there's been talk about Secret Wars, so they easily could have did that. They easily could have got our symbiote, the MCU symbiote from there, but whatever. I also didn't like the fact that like, how did Damage Control know Nick Fury's off world?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Unless that was actually talking to a squirrel in that exact moment.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's the same thing Isaac has said.
Mhm.
That's the same thing Isaac has said.
There's no way that they can know that.
Yeah. No way anybody knows that. Nobody.
Yeah,
But
that's not common knowledge. We just found out in Far From Home that he hasn't been on planet. So
but I don't know. Well, now we can get into, before we wrap this up, ask for scores and everything like that. Go ahead and get into the end credit trailer of Doctor Strange into the multiverse of madness.
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah.
I said it multiple times, and I will say it here again. When Shimogorath descends from the heavens, and I don't hear that music, I'm gonna take you for a ride.
I got his hopes up, man. I shouldn't have said that.
This movie will be trash if he does not descend. I want him to descend from the heavens like Sephiroth, and as he's descending, they're looking up like, "What the? Is that a tentacle monster? I'm gonna take it for a ride."
What the hell is that?
I just want that to play. I don't care if it's a slowed down version.
No.
I want that song to play.
Best you can hope for is somebody say it. They're not gonna play that song.
If somebody, if somebody say it, if somebody say,
somebody gonna look at them, they're gonna do their pose, and it's gonna be like catchphrase. But instead of catchphrase, they're gonna say, "I'm gonna take you for a ride," and then that's gonna be it. Cut to the next scene. Cut the check.
That's fine.
Millions.
That's fine.
That's fine. Millions.
If that doesn't happen though, this movie is gonna be trash. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about the trailer. I mean, the big part is we see Supreme Strange from the Marvel What If, which I've heard rumors and rumblings that he is actually supposed to be in the movie. How y'all feel about that?
I think it's cool.
Be a lot of damn Doctor Stranges in the movie. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of shit going on in the movie. I don't even understand the movie already.
Do you think Supreme Strange is the villain, the main villain, or Wanda is still the villain?
I think it's still Wanda. I think this is the classic Marvel misdirect. They made this trailer and cut it. First of all, if you look at this damn Spider-Man, you know they did change a lot of shit in the fucking trailer. A lot of shit. I think this is the classic Marvel misdirect, but this is on a whole nother level. They like, look, we're gonna put the fake shit in the first movie. We're gonna do them real bad. They're gonna see it in the after credits. It's gonna be a full on trailer, but that shit gonna be fake as fuck. None of that shit even in the movie. None of it. None of it. No tentacle, no eyeball, none of that shit is in the movie.
If Shimogorath ain't in this movie.
That's how deep the multiverse of madness goes. They sent you a whole fake ass fucking trailer to show you that shit's gonna blow your fucking mind.
That would be next level marketing. I wouldn't lie.
If Shimogorath is not in this movie, this movie is going to be trash.
Well, prime up your bag, son. Get your can ready.
I know we also saw America Chavez. I think that's how you say her last name.
Oh yeah,
is that who that was? Okay.
Yeah. With the star on her back and everything like that. Her she has super strength. She can fly and everything like that. She's also bi or whatnot. But she has her main ability is she can punch through dimensions, so she can go travel to other multiverses at a whim. And her mother's kind of Supermaned her because something was happening to her universe, and they told her to go, and they forced her to use her power, and they sent her safely. But I don't know if they're gonna do all that in the movie or whatnot. But the things that I heard, she is like the MacGuffin. Wanda wants her to get her powers so she can travel the multiverse for her kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, forgot she's still after her kids.
Yeah.
Right.
But can we talk about Barrymoto's dreads? Can we
Dreads.
talk about that, man? That man, he came in clean, man. He came back
He
clean.
did.
He been in Jamaica chilling.
See, I thought he was. I was under the impression that he was going to be the villain, but I guess not anymore. It looks like he's trying to help them. I mean, enemy is my enemy is my friend. Pretty much is going, but
nah, with more though. Nah, he's still mad.
He's obviously still mad.
I mean,
he's not exactly working with them.
He can't be mad at Steven though. I mean, he's not even the Sorcerer Supreme no more.
That's why he's even more mad.
Yeah.
He's like, you like the librarian get it? You just don't even care no more, do you?
It's like, I didn't do it on purpose. I disappeared for 5 years.
Alright, well, before we cut it, we get done, is there anything else y'all want to say about this movie? Isaac.
I forgot to talk about this. When Peter was fighting Goblin at the very end, on the shield, which I don't know why they're putting a shield on the Statue of Liberty, which is funny. But when he was fighting him,
cool idea.
It looks nice in concept, but then you see it up close like you do in this movie, it's like that's tacky. That's really tacky. Because it's not like they were changing the hand or anything. She's still got the torch. It's just behind the shield now. It's like, okay. Anyway, when he was fighting Goblin there, and a big complaint I had about Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the past was he doesn't fight. Like, he doesn't throw punches or anything like that. He just kind of gets lucky throughout his fights. He completely. I don't have that complaint no more because some of the punches he was throwing were some of the deadliest things I've ever seen.
Those were I'm trying to kill you punches though, man. Like they were angry punches. When he threw that
something
first
about
punch,
watching.
When he threw that first punch,
yeah,
and Goblin missed. You heard the air. You heard the air when he threw that first punch. And then even
he was trying to take his head off.
Yeah, even when Goblin was down, he threw Goblin down, and he jumped, and he hit, and it made a dent. Like he was trying to take his head off, man.
There's some fun stuff with watching. I don't know what it is about Angry Spider-Man, but Angry Spider-Man's always cool to watch in like comic book form, in a movie, in a cartoon, anything. I love watching him when he gets angry, which I don't know what that says about me. But anyway, the part when he picks up the glider to kill, Goblin, and Toby comes in and he catches it. I was thinking Toby was going to say something, but the fact that Toby just looks at him, and it's funny because Walt leaned over to me during the movie, like he said, it was his second time and it was my fourth time. He leans over, he's like, well, I think this movie kind of settled the debate on who's the strongest Spider-Man. I was like, yeah, you're right. Because Toby was webbing people's web shooters before they could get to him. He caught the glider and looked like he wasn't really struggling at all with Tom's strength. And the fact that he just kind of like sets it aside and doesn't say anything to Tom, like he's like, I get it, but don't do it. It's not gonna make you feel better. Trust me, I know.
And then he gets
Um,
stabbed like a straight up G and was like, "Nah,
that
don't worry about it."
that part is really funny to me because like in each village we went to, people would scream their asses off when he gets stabbed. And I'm sitting there thinking like, guys, Spider-Man has like an incredible healing factor. He's totally fine, I promise. But they're all thinking, oh shit, they just killed Toby in this movie. I'm like, look,
Then it was the end of the
I
movie.
promise. It was, yeah. It was right around that time we started to see Tony Stark with the glove on, and everybody's like, please don't. So, but, that part always cracks me up because the last viewing we went to with me and Walt, when Toby gets stabbed, there was some squealing above us.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Oh no!
There was some genuinely like funny reactions to a lot of scenes. There was one guy down front who just kept yelling, "Oh my god!" and it was the funniest thing. But yeah, that's I think that's the end of what I have to say.
Out of 10, what do you give this?
9.5.
All right, Jimmy. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
The biggest Spider-Man movie ever. It's huge.
It is
It's
pretty
huge. I ain't mad at the movie. I'm just mad at some of the decisions made. I'm disappointed. I'm not mad, just disappointed.
Out of 10.
That's a deep one. I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
It's an 8 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not even a 9 out of 10. But it do got 3 Spider-Men. And that right.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like I said, there's a lot in the movie that I guess you could call it nitpicking, but there's a lot.
I feel like that. I'm nitpicky right now too.
I guess you could call it nitpicking, but there's plot elements that just don't work and don't make sense. But at the same time, I get the decisions on why they did this, why this happened, and why that had to happen as it did. I just don't agree with some of it. But I mean, other than that, as I said in my non-spoiler review, I still give it a 9, even after seeing the second time. It's still a 9, a high solid 9. It's not a no by means perfect movie, but it is something I'd watch again and again and revisit it and everything like that. Down below, you tell us what you thought about Spider-Man. Give us your favorite moment in the comments down below. What if you liked it or whatnot, and what do you think is going to happen now down the road since Peter got a brand new start? Basically, it's a brand new day. This movie is like based off like 3 different comics. It's like Brand New Day, Happy Birthday, I forget the other one, but like it's got like 4 different storylines. But other than all that, as we always say, show your attitude, you wonderful, beautiful nerd. Deuces.